It was a meeting that brought the world into who Tata Madiba really was. The media and sports personalities entered Saskok House with a sense of emotion. As the best in the business honored the man the world loved, Nelson Mandela. A person knew it would have been an emotional moment, but what we were about to witness was something else. The passing away of the great man had not only hurt South Africa, but sent shockwaves throughout the world. Sports Minister Fikile Mbalula wanted to honor the great man with a special tribute. The relationship between Madiba and sport was one of great passion, similar to that of a husband and a wife. From inspiring the Springboks in 1995 to the 1996 Africa Cup of Nations, and of course being the most influential figure in helping South Africa host the FIFA World Cup in 2010.
Oh, great memories, and I think we've got to appreciate and celebrate, the legacy. But when we met him in 1996, when we went to play with the Africa Cup of Nations for the first time in the country, that's our first interaction with Madiba, because I remember they woke us up at 5 in the morning just to gather around his players because Madiba was coming. So we wanted that Madiba magic. So when he came in, the man had an aura. Absolutely brilliant, inspired us, and once we left that room, nothing would have stopped us that time.
Every major sporting moment this country experienced was down to the influence of Madiba magic.
Well, it's something that we can't deal with it because this is an icon that has departed, and I must say that we have learned from him a lot of things, and he was so inspirational in terms of me giving us the edge in terms of winning the Africa Cup of Nations in '96, and I must say that he showed us something that we never thought of in terms of if we win the Africa Cup of Nations, we'll make South Africans unite, and whether it's black, white, Indian, whatsoever. So for him to be there for us, that's why South Africa is like this today.
Mbalula spoke of a man in Madiba and the way he played a role in inspiring the nation through sports.
The impact Madiba had on sport is self-explanatory. We have champions today in rugby and football, and we continue to produce champions and medalists in the Olympics because of the Madiba magic. This nation of ours is blessed to have a Nelson Mandela. Many other nations don't have a Nelson Mandela. And for us to begin to know, and what we must know is that he is the greatest, and we are blessed to have had somebody like him in our country. We know that South Africa today is shining among nations because of the towering figure in the form of Utata Kholhlahla Dalpunga, Nelson Mandela.
Cricket's best also turned out in honor of Madiba.
I think it's invaluable. You can't calculate the contribution that Madiba has made to the country, to sport in particular, to all of us. In fact, if I just think personally, I wouldn't be standing here if it wasn't for what Madiba had done for all of us.
I've just heard so many good stories, what he did for cricket, what he did for sport in general, what he did for this country. He changed everything for us, and we're very grateful for everything he did for this country. He's going to be missed, but luckily there's a legacy that he's put in place for us that each of us are responsible to live out.
Members of the media and sports personalities also went to the late Mandela's house, where everyone paid their respects to the great man.
The spirit of Madiba long live.
The moving speech by Minister Fikile Mbalula highlighted some of the great sporting moments in South Africa and the way the late Nelson Mandela played in it. It was not only the sportsmen and sportswomen of South Africa that Madiba inspired, but also of it, and realizing that people can achieve their dream even if it is impossible. Fahraaz Patel for ANN7 at Saskok House, Johannesburg.